This is the Dallas Morning News. It's Thursday, February 13th. Waking up to some clouds and cool temps this morning. The sun will break through a little later and boost the temp to a high of 45. A little cloudy and a bit chilly this evening with a low of 35. Here are today's headlines. The 6-year fight to change city policies that allowed a southern Dallas community to become the dumping ground for roofing debris, infamously known as Shingle Mountain, is over. The Dallas City Council voted 12-1 Wednesday to rezone the neighborhood. Mayor Eric Johnson and Council member Carolyn King Arnold were absent, and Council member Kara Mendelson was the only one to vote against it. Marcia Jackson, whose backyard housed the more than 70,000-ton mountain, felt vindicated by the vote. She had spent years knocking at City Hall's door for action against the dumping site. Now, City Hall had at last answered her call. Wednesday's vote zoned undeveloped land in the area as agricultural, established residential zoning for existing homes, and created a planned development district that would limit heavy industrial uses. Mayor Pro Tem Tennell Atkins, in his last term as the council member from District 8, told the Dallas Morning News that once the city removed debris from the neighborhood, officials realized there were other land use issues risking the health of nearby residents. In other news, the New York Stock Exchange will reincorporate its Chicago branch in Texas, rebranding it as NYSE Texas and moving to Dallas. With the upstart Texas Stock Exchange taking shape and the Nasdaq expanding its reach in the Lone Star State, the Dallas region is about to find out if Y'all Street is big enough for 3 players. Timing of the big board's fully electronic Texas equity market will depend on regulatory filings. The announcement comes as a number of big companies flock to Texas as a whole, drawn in by its low taxes and business-friendly regulation. New York's stock exchange and Nasdaq have had a near duopoly on the U.S. securities market for decades, but both apparently see a formidable challenger in the Dallas-based upstart. The startup has gotten $161 million in initial backing from financial giants like BlackRock and Citadel Securities and is on track for an early 2026 launch. Late last month, it filed for U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission approval. The TXSE's goal is to lower the costs of getting listed while also raising standards for who gets to be listed in order to re-incentivize companies to go public while taking advantage of Texas's robust business community. Next up, Governor Greg Abbott returned to the nation's capital Wednesday in his ongoing pursuit of $11 billion from the federal government to cover the cost of the state's 4-year-old border security initiative, Operation Lone Star. Making his second trip to Washington in 8 days, Abbott met Wednesday with most of the Texas Republican congressional delegation, which is seeking to exert its leverage as the largest state GOP delegation in the House. Abbott later met with U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson, who was asked by reporters about the $11 billion request as he walked into his office for the meeting. Abbott left the meeting a little over a half hour later, providing no details of how it went. His reimbursement request comes as Republicans, facing slim majorities in the House and Senate, wrangle internally over what to prioritize in their budget plans. And Jeff and Marissa Allen ask themselves a simple question anytime they visit a restaurant or try a new food. Can we turn this into a cookie? The Allen's Bakery Cookie Society has a loyal fan base across Dallas-Fort Worth for their unique flavor combinations they infuse into the sweets they make. The couple opened their first brick-and-mortar Cookie Society location during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 in Frisco. The brand has since grown to include 3 more stores in Addison, Southlake, and Prosper. A 5th outpost is on the way in Mansfield, though an opening date has not been announced yet. The couple said the difference between Cookie Society and other cookie companies is their willingness to be creative. Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more from the Dallas Morning News.